I'm Dr. Scout from LGBT Health Link. What do we do, you ask? We work to spread LGBT wellness policies around state and federal health departments and across community organizations. What are we doing right now? We're bringing you the top LGBT wellness news for this week in 3 minutes or less. So let's get right to it. First story, LGBT youth smoking rates 3 times higher than others. Researchers in Minnesota found out that between 2014 to 2011, cigarette smoking by high school students dropped from 18 to 10.6%. Unfortunately, smoking rates stayed nearly 3 times as high for the queer youth in the study. 37% of bisexual youth smoked, 29% of gay and lesbian youth smoked. Good thing LGBT Health Link has just updated our best practices document for states entitled Identifying and Eliminating LGBT Tobacco Disparities. Next up, there's a series of HPV news. UK's Joint Commission on Vaccination and Immunization has suggested that gay men also be offered the HPV vaccine. In the U.S., we learned that states that have high rates of vaccination have lowered cancer rates, and that HPV can also be transmitted through oral sex and kissing through 2 new studies. There's also a study about lesbians and bisexuals. For those that aren't getting pap smears, a new study shows that HPV self-testing may be a great tool for cancer prevention. In our next story, when pregnancy is fatherhood, something I would know nothing about, NPR reported on the first ever study on trans men who become pregnant. The findings show that the men often experience suspicion and hostility from the public as well as healthcare providers, including denial of prenatal care. One participant even had Child Protective Services called on him. Researchers also reported that prior testosterone use did not affect pregnancy whatsoever. In our next story, UN is worried that the U.S. allows torture of queer youth. The UN Committee Against Torture expressed concern that 48 states still allow LGBT conversion or reparative therapy, profiling it for the first time as a human rights violation and potential torture. This followed testimony from one of our favorite organizations, the National Center for Lesbian Rights. Good job. And in our last story for a short story week, protecting LGBT health and rights pays off. Research which looked at police abuse, violence, health disparities, access to employment, discrimination, and harassment in schools related to LGBT people found that countries with pro-LGBT laws had better economic growth. That's it for this week, but actually, hang tight because next week's going to be a big one. Tomorrow, open enrollment starts, and there's going to be a big focus on getting LGBT people enrolled. But in addition to that, LGBT Health Link and a couple of our partners, 30 plus so of our partners around the country, are about to launch a big new health thing at the beginning of next week. So stay tuned. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Stay healthy.